All right, hey guys, so I hope you had a really good spring break. But for back to work with some geometry. For 11.5, we'll just go ahead and jump right in. So you are finding the volume of regular polyhedrons and spheres. So for number 1, when it says what is the sphere with a radius of 18 feet, when you're trying to find the volume of that, you're going to plug it into your formula, and I'll show you how to work your formula the way that you should to get the correct answer. So with your formula, it's V equals 4 over 3 pi r cubed. All right? So, of course, do the r cubed first, which is the radius is 18. So you're going to do 18 cubed first. 18 times 18 times 18. All right? Then you get an answer. It's like 5,000 and something. Okay? So then after you do this part, whatever your answer is, you're going to multiply it by 4 over 3. So 4 over 3, if you want to put the decimal version, you could put 1.333. It's repeating. So it's 1.3 repeating. And you're going to multiply that times your answer of 18 cubed. Then, once you've multiplied that, you get your final answer. You multiply times pi, which is 3.14. And it ends up being like 24,492. 24,492. Sorry, I had it a little bit backwards. All right, so that is for the volume of a sphere. When you're number 2 is the exact same way. It's just with a fraction. So when you're doing fractions, you can keep it a fraction. You can do it a decimal. Decimals are easier for me. Sometimes they're easier for some people. For number 3, a hexahedron with an edge of 3 yards. So for number 3, your formula is a little bit different. It's not as difficult. It's just V equals E cubed. So, I mean, you have 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3, 27. So your answer is 27 cubic yards. Number 4, I mean, really, you're just kind of counting the sides on these, and that's how you know how they're different. So for number 4, the tetrahedron with an edge of 5 centimeters. So it's going to be 5 cubed. It's kind of like this formula, similar. So it's going to be 5 cubed, whatever you get for 5 cubed. Then you're going to multiply that times, it's like 125, right? So you're going to multiply 125 times the square root of 2 over 12. This is where you kind of like pull out numbers and put numbers back in. Let's see. Once you multiply 125, though, times the square root of 2 over 12, then it comes out to equaling 14.7 centimeters cubed, if you want to put the whole unit. Moving on. I mean, these are just a bunch of formulas, so you just need to follow the directions and put them in the formula. Do the easy parts first. Always multiply times pi last in the formula. So do your r squareds, r cubes, then times the fraction, then times pi. So that just makes it easier instead of doing all those numbers to begin with. If you go down to exercises 13, 14, these are just put into, I guess, word problems, basically. It's the same thing you've been doing. So when it says, what is the circumference of a balloon when a spherical balloon has 36 pi cubic inches with air in it? I mean, again, it's a sphere. So what formula are you going to use? You're going to use your V equals 4 over 3 times pi times r cubed. Remember, you do the r cubed first, then you multiply it times 4 over 3, or 1.3 repeating, and then you multiply it times pi. So again, yeah, just follow the directions for the formulas for this section. Moving on to 11.6. All right, so for 11.6, this is a lot of constructing. I mean, for number one, to construct a right prism or cone, what must you be able to construct? So in order to make a prism or a cone, it has to have a base and then a height. So base, altitude, base, height. There's my lovely children in the background, as you can hear. We're ready for bed. Yeah, it's been a joy. For number two, to construct a regular hexagon. I mean, I don't think I really need to review this stuff, but if I need to, I can. You could draw a big circle, and I mean, there's a divide up in the circle evenly, triangles, 6 of them, and that'll get you your shape. So if you didn't understand what I mean, I'll show you. I doubt some of you are going to do this, but you do this here, and then you measure how many inches around, how many times it can be split evenly. And I know this is not a hexagon, I'm just showing you right now, like you can split it and then draw over and then you have your shape. I mean, you can split it instead of, I did it 8 times because my children are distracting me, but it's the same concept. You just divide it into 6 slices. It's easier that way. But yeah, that's for your construction unit. Hopefully that helps. If you have questions, let me know. I'm going back to the craziness.